everybody, it's me, Zach. This is Potato, and welcome back to our channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and I'm back once again to chat with you all about just the stupid shit that's happening on the internet today. And joining me is my lovely son, Potato, hash brown, skillet, gnocchi, casserole, dish, whoever, whatever. Yeah, Lil Po back there. He's here to join us because he was already sitting in that chair. Y'all seemed to enjoy him the other day. And I'm not going to go wake Judy from whatever slumber she is currently partaking in. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a relatively short video. Didn't feel necessary to request Judy's presence, and y'all love little Potato hash brown skillet as well. So say hi. Anyways, there's just a couple of things I wanted to touch on today. One is a follow-up from my video yesterday where I reacted to the I'm Done video, and a lot of people gave some really good feedback that maybe potentially I misunderstood what Amberlynn was talking about, so I figured we could go and dissect that together. And then the other thing is that, once again, Amberlynn Reed is beefing with Chantal, and I really truly don't understand it. So we're going to cover both of those things. I'll leave some timestamps for you in the little description box so you can click around the chapters however you want. And also really quick, just because I don't really plug my stuff that often, I just want to give a shout out to my merch store, which not only has the I'm Gay Not Stupid merch, but also all of the merch that I used to have on my old merch store. It's all available, so if you're interested, go check that out. And if you come join us in Twitch streams, anytime we get a hype train on Twitch, it generates a 10% discount code for you to use in the merch store. So just come check me out on Twitch and go check out my merch store as well. Links down below in the description box. So let's get into the first thing. So yesterday I did a reaction, and as a reminder, when I say I'm reacting for the first time to something, it's what I'm doing, right? So I did a reaction to Amberlynn's video called I'm Done. It was a very short video on her end, and I mean on my end in comparison to what we've been doing on my channel lately, because she's been posting 30-minute long videos, so mine have been 50 minutes long. And there was a part of that video that was just very confusing in hindsight, and let's be honest, my whole point towards the end of that video was just that Amberlynn is awful at communicating. In particular, my comments on her communication were about her foot injury, right? That's mostly what I was talking about. But in hindsight, it also goes for this other part. So there was a part where I said, or I interpreted her saying that she was no longer bedbound, and that for the past 2 weeks she actually has been up and moving around. And a lot of people were saying, Zach, no, you're getting confused, because what she was saying was that prior to her injury, she was up and doing a lot of things. So I think it's still very confusing, and I want to go back and maybe just watch that little part with you all, and then kind of help you understand where I'm coming from, and then also acknowledge where y'all are coming from, because I think what it comes down to is Amberlynn is really bad at communication, and the way she structured her thoughts and the way she was telling this particular story, I guess, just as confusing. And I actually watched this little part with people on Twitch last night, and I think we all agreed that we can definitely understand where both parts or both sides of this communication confusion are coming from. So I have it queued up to where I think she talks about this in her video, and I'm gonna try to let it play through the whole thing so that we can all hear it together. Because that was the other thing, is in my video I did pause in between her saying things. And it's possible some of that confused me too, I wasn't getting her whole sentence or her whole thought all at once, which, is a criticism sometimes that people give me, is that I pause too much, I don't listen enough, which, I don't know, maybe in this situation is fair, but I just want to hear the whole thing, and then we can talk about maybe where some of the miscommunication went.
I don't know, it has changed my life. In the last 2 weeks, I have fought so hard to not be bedridden or bedbound. Obviously, you guys don't see my day-to-day life in the sense of every single waking moment, but I use my bed for sleeping, and I use my bed for the making love aspect of my relationship. I don't sit on my bed. I don't.
Okay, pause just because that part still gets me. Like, literally nobody asked.
Don't do that. I'm up. I'm cleaning. I'm walking. I'm taking Twinkie out. I'm doing things with my girlfriend. I'm slow dancing in the kitchen. I'm cooking. Like, this isn't the vibe. Like, this was the vibe in 2019, but this ain't the vibe now. But
so I think that's essentially the part that was my point of confusion, and I think a point of confusion for many people. So I think the part that I heard is that she said, in the past 2 weeks, I have fought so hard. So I was thinking, when she said that, what she was trying to say is, I have fought so hard in the past 2 weeks to not be bedbound. And then she said, I don't show you everything that I do, so you don't see XYZ PDQ things. And in my head, when she listed off all of those things, like, some of those things are definitely things that she has shown us before her injury, but we definitely haven't seen after her injury. But the argument that people in my comments were making was that she was saying, no, prior to this injury, I fought so hard to not be bedbound. And just because I wasn't showing you all of these things prior to my injury doesn't mean that they weren't happening. Now, do y'all see how confusing that whole message and delivery was? Or am I just making it confusing? I want to say I 100% appreciate the feedback, and if anything, maybe I can be an example to Amberlynn of how to take, like, critical feedback or constructive feedback. But I also think that it all speaks to really just, like, how bad of a communicator Amberlynn Reed is. Because honestly, now that people have pointed it out to me, I definitely see where y'all are coming from. I definitely see how she could be saying, like, oh yeah, like, prior to this happening, I had been working so hard. But it was just, like, the way she organized her thoughts just didn't make any sense to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much into it, but at a minimum, I did want to apologize to both the audience and to Amberlynn if I misunderstood what she was trying to say. You know, I don't want to misrepresent or mischaracterize a person, but I do think it was a very confusing situation. So my apologies to all involved, and thank you all for being so understanding, giving me feedback, and also understanding that, like, this is genuinely me reacting to something for the first time, right? I mean, not today, because I've obviously watched this clip before, but when I open up these videos, unless I say otherwise, which there have been a couple of times where I was like, oh, I've already seen XYZ parts of this, right? But unless I say otherwise, this is my first genuine real-time reaction. So if I watch it for the first time and I'm confused as fuck, that's what you're gonna see on the video. That's all I got to say about that. I don't have much more to add to it. But the other thing I want to talk about is something that I saw via Michael B. Petty's Twitter. And if y'all don't know, because every time I bring him up, anytime I bring him up on my channel, people are like, where's Michael? Where's Michael? What happened to Michael? I mean, he doesn't post YouTube videos anymore, but he regularly is tweeting out on the Twitters, okay? And I know not everybody has that platform or uses that platform, but he is still there. You can go find him. His Twitter handle is Michael B. Petty. Very easy to find. But he tweeted a screenshot of a community post last night from Amberlynn Reed. It was not even up long enough for me to actually see it in real life because she deleted it. She ended up going back and getting rid of it. So if it hadn't been for Michael, I wouldn't have seen this at all. So thank you, Michael, for, I guess, doing the good work, the Lord's work. I'm not a Christian, so maybe I shouldn't say that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, doing the work to keep on top of these girlies. So her community tab post was actually a response to something like a one-off comment from Chantal in a almost nearly 2 hour and 45 minute live stream. Granted, it was like 47 minutes into the live stream. If you want to go watch the whole live stream, it's called Beezin' Without a Reason, and it does happen around the 47-minute mark. But for your sake, I will include the very short clip of Chantal speaking Amberlynn's name in her live stream.
So the drama is that Amberlynn broke her cankle or whatever. Who fucking cares? What else is there going on?
Chantal talking about Amberlynn having cankles, or a cankle is what it sounds like, a singular cankle, really has Amberlynn worked up to the extent that Amberlynn Reed posted this on her community tab. Amberlynn said, "Yes, queen, let's body shame like the classy queen you are, even though you preach about it constantly. Calling my ankle a cankle isn't going to make you any skinnier. You aren't better than me just because you weigh less. Remember that for the next time you want to body shame someone." Which, honestly, true. Honestly, true. I mean, Amberlynn here is not saying anything that we haven't said about Chantal before. She loves to talk about other people's bodies, but the second somebody calls her fat, her ugly, her whoever, whatever, Chantal gets pissed, right? And on my channel, I don't talk about people's bodies that way, period, because I don't think that's helpful or a sign of who they are as people, right? So for me, it's like I would not talk about either of these people and their bodies and what they look like, because there's so many other things about who they are as people that are fair game, in my opinion. But wow, yeah, Amberlynn's not lying. But the thing is that for me, this is just such a sign of who Amberlynn is a person. She and Chantal are birds of a feather, because they honestly, truly both are the kind of people that, like, as long as you're not fucking with me and you're not saying shit about me, then I'm fine with you and you're cool with me. But the second you don't fuck with me or you say some bullshit about me, then I have a problem with you. Like, I'll ignore all of your other sins when it comes to them being about other people, but the second it's about me, then there's a problem. Because I just want to remind you, this is a post from, I believe, July, when Amberlynn apologized to Notterdoodledoo and Notterdoodledoo's live stream, if you don't remember, which I also realize now, it's been so long since I consistently covered Chantal and her circus over there on that part of YouTube, that maybe y'all don't know who all these people are. So Chantal is Foodie Booty. I have covered her a lot on my channel in the past. I haven't so much recently because she's boring and or she's involved in a lot more serious stuff that I don't feel comfortable talking about on my channel. She has this abusive ex, maybe boyfriend, but also I don't know if they were ever officially a couple. And his name's Notter, and he has a now girlfriend maybe named Dee Dee. Amberlynn apologized to Notter in July in a live stream publicly for calling him a narcissist. And then there was a moment where after everything was said and done, I think Amberlynn felt some kind of remorse because Notter was showing his true colors and all this stuff was coming out about Notter being abusive not just to Chantal but to other women as well. And Amberlynn made this whole long post, which I can put on the screen. I'm not going to read it all, but specifically I want to highlight the part that she said about Chantal, where she said, "I'll forever love you as a person, Chantal. You are a good person, and I'll stand by that." And it's just at what point was she a good person? At what points did we forgive her and look over all of the bad things she done? Because if you look at all of the things, in fact, I have a whole playlist on my channel called Examples of Chantal Being Mean, which is maybe not the best name for it, because it could also just be examples of Chantal being a bigot, examples of Chantal just being rude, nasty, whoever, whatever. But, that's what it's called. I'll leave a link in the little iCard things. But there is a documented history of Chantal being ableist, using the R word, the R slur that bigots use to describe people with disabilities. Examples of her being racist, examples of her being transphobic, examples of her being all the isms, honestly. You name one and Chantal's probably done it. But it's Chantal saying that Amberlynn has cankles that really, I guess, made Amberlynn upset. And the other thing I want to speak on about this is that I really feel like Amberlynn is in some kind of place. Like, she has been in a place of, like, anger lately. And I don't know, maybe it is because of the ankle injury, but, like, her angry response to the book club stuff, her angry response to people asking about her ankle injury, and also, like, I think specifically about her angry response to Alex is Shook, who is the one reaction channel that she allegedly likes, right? And how she even said in a video recently that when she told him to fuck off, that was not, like, in her character or whatever. Now, I disagree that that's not in her character. I think it's 100% a part of who she is. I don't think she's always, like, that kind of a person, but obviously we have seen her lash out like this at different times. And honestly, this is another example of, like, how she's similar to Chantal in that, like, she is prepared to lash out at people. She is prepared to say the meanest thing she can. I think she just controls it better most of the time than Chantal does. And I don't think she's as extreme. Like, I don't think, you know, we'll ever see Amberlynn using slurs and things like that, just because I think she knows better, you know? I don't think Chantal has that wherewithal or intelligence to not say slurs. I just, like, don't think Chantal has that capacity, and I do think Amberlynn would, like, knows better than to do stuff like that. I don't know if she would actually use those words or not, but, like, even if she was the kind of person who did use those, I think Amberlynn's smart enough not to say those on a public platform. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? But Amberlynn is certainly the kind of person that will lash out when she thinks somebody has hurt her or betrayed her, and she's shown that time and time again on her channel. I mean, you could even go back to way long ago, when she felt betrayed by Rafe. Do y'all remember that, when she was still living with Becky, Eric, and Ricky, and she had to give up her cats to Rafe, and Rafe was gonna go and get the cats fixed or whatever, and she and Becky got on camera and they just ripped Rafe to shreds. And I also think about it from the time where she threatened on behalf of Becky's sister that she was gonna sue me. I mean, this is just like, she does have a history of responding just from this place of, like, I'm angry right now in the moment, instead of, like, taking 2 seconds to breathe. And I think if she had taken a little bit of time, she probably would have realized this looks really silly for me to be responding to a 2-second comment from Chantal, who most people don't even watch. I mean, y'all, for so long people have been saying, oh, Chantal is coming for Amberlynn's crown. Chantal is taking all the attention away from Amberlynn. And it's like, Chantal barely struggles to keep, like, 500 people in a live stream these days, okay? Like, Chantal is not succeeding at the YouTube. So for Amberlynn, who is still getting, like, 60,000 views on average on her videos, to give the time of day to Chantal, who she claims that she doesn't like, or hasn't liked, or moved on from, but then sometimes does like, and, like, overall is, like, weirdly simping for Chantal. It's silly. It's goofy. And I think she realized that after the fact. And then on top of that, I think she also realized, oh my God, I said I was never talking about my ankle again. And here I am making a community tab post talking about my ankle. So there's that. I think it's so goofy, though. But we do know that Amberlynn is getting ready to star in the Goofy movie reboot. So I guess that checks out, huh? Anyways, that's all I have time for today. What a short, fun video for us to just check in and see what's up today. So thanks so much for hanging out. If it's your first video with me, I hope you'll consider subscribing down below, hitting the bell button so you get a notification every single time I post a new video. Make sure to leave me a comment, hit like, click share, and follow me on all my social media, including my gaming channel and my Twitch channel. I had so much fun today. I hope you did too, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!